afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are. If you're tuned in, you're listening to Get Up Stand Out, the podcast with me, Daniel Mauliquist. I am your host, doing the most. Today, I am excited to be back on the saddle, just to go on a tangent. And today's episode is not going to be a poetry reading from my old blog, but rather like going on a tangent in a different direction, because my life is about to take another turn. My partner is due to have our second child in on the 12th of February, 2022. I'm saying the entire date because, Charlie, this is the time, and I'm documenting this for, this child to know where my mind is at when this life was happening to me, and she was about to become a part of my life. And so, that is what is happening at this very moment. And I haven't, been regular about the process that I wanted to go through for Get Up Stand Out, because in the beginning, if you listen to my earlier episodes, I did mention that I am going to try to make this a consistent thing where I post every day, short or long, it doesn't really matter, but rather going through the motions so that I can get better. The reason why I haven't done that is because, the prep to be ready to receive this child into a chaotic universe or world, a chaotic world like the one that we live in, is one of the things that I have been a part of. And it's not even like I am doing the heavy lifting, because the mom is doing the heavy lifting, and I am just trying to support as much as I can, not being as supportive as much as I thought I could. But man, it's a process, and that's the reason why I've been away from this. But it is 2:47, and I have a hard time, sleeping very well. So I just thought, I have to find time to do this thing. And if I'm going to find time to do this thing, then these times are the advantageous, or the time to take advantage of, to be able to do the postings when I wake up. So it will be the first thing that I decide to speak about. And, my mind will be fresh. I will be in a dream state still. Maybe not. But I will be able to share things as clear as. And I also am realizing that the recording then becomes quite clear around this time, because there's not much happening. There's not much interference from other sounds elsewhere. Also internally, maybe the chaos in my mind and in my gut also is kind of limited in that regard. So that is why I've been away. Now, I want to share with you in this episode what my mind is going through as I'm expecting another child. It's actually what a friend of mine, a friend said, "Oh, you must be excited." And without flinching, I said to them, "No." And they were like, "Whoa, hold on." They were taken aback. And so I realized that, the society that we live in kind of glorifies and glamorizes things and experiences without really trying to engage the people that are going through these experiences. And so, the assumption that excitement has to come with having having a child is something that, is just prevalent. And so when I responded in the way that I did, my friend was taken aback, and so I proceeded to actually explaining. And so this would be what I am also going to do for this episode. Now, my daughter, I just want you to know this, that I am happy that you're here. I am happy. I am happy that, you're giving me another opportunity to become better at parenting than I did with your older brother. And so for that fact, that is the gratitude. And I know that, I am going to become a better human being by virtue of the fact that you are handing me this opportunity. But that to the side, to the people who are listening, look, life happens to us, and so whether you like it or not, whether you choose to embrace it or not, it will happen to you, and it's happening to me. And with that said, this is life that is happening. Every state and every day, it's a culmination of many things at once. And so my excitement is about living, and it's about creating, and it's about engaging. And so at any given point in time, I can ask myself, am I insane for wanting to bring a child into this world? That is a real feeling. Sometimes I'm just, it could be, depending on what exactly it is that the motion is taking me through, I could say, oh my God, I am excited that I am a father. These are some of the things that I like to highlight, because, it is not just one thing. It's not. It really isn't just one thing. It is a sum total of all the experiences. And I am not like going through life, saying that, oh, everything is cozy and everything is sweet and everything is. No, it's not. And so because of that, I think that we as a society, especially because we now talk about empathy and deploying it a lot, we should do it across board. So when you decide to project anything like, a social or a social construct, when it comes to a thing like marriage and childbirth and, things like that, yes, let's find a way of actually being curious than the way that we have been programmed to look at these things, because that is the problem. People are inclined to say yes to some of these questions because they feel that that is the appropriate thing to do, so that they are not seen as bad parents or bad human beings or unhealthy. You dig? So if you meet somebody who is about to have a child, instead of saying you must be excited, ask them, how do you feel? How is it going for you? What do you think that how do you plan on dealing with the child coming into this world? Try to find out what their state of existence is. These are some of the things that I feel like we don't do. A friend of mine also, it wasn't a panel, it was a conversation series that he's doing about masculinity and toxic masculinity, and not in the traditional context. His name is Amon Blanks, and he has a platform called Tag. Yeah. Amon Blanks, and he does this, he documents, real life and living. And as somebody who works within the lifestyle space, what he does is almost therapeutic in a way, of engagement on various subject matters. And he's very empathetic in the way that he approaches it. He asked me a question, not to digress. I'll go to the reason why I brought that up. He asked me a question that, listen, so when a woman is about to have child, there's a lot of support from people and friends and family, general sympathy or empathy that is allocated towards this woman, because it's more dramatic in the way that they physically present themselves. And it's not like they present themselves, but that they are, because they are carrying the human being in their body, and they look exhausted. They always feel exhausted, and it shows and it comes through. And so there is a natural tendency for us to gravitate towards being sympathetic and empathetic towards them. And he asked me, how do I have a support system around me at this time, specifically for the time of pregnancy and all the semesters of it. So I sat down for a second and I laughed, and I realized that no, there isn't, because it is assumed that the man just puts the sperm into the woman, and the woman does the rest of the job. But and especially for us who are in a society now, who are trying to be live within the times that we do exist in, and do right and do different from what the examples that we've seen in the past from the male figures in our lives. That is it's crazy that things work in that way. So no empathy is deployed towards us as men who are trying to be involved. And so when we decide to engage each other, we should be able to see that, okay, look, it's not just that this person has to be happy. And at this point, it's not just about the man, but the couple. Don't ask the mother to be that, oh, you must be really excited. You must be, this, you are very lucky. No, Charlie. They are living life, and that day they might be going through something that would affect how their response to that very question is, which is general in life, but that is just how we should approach things like this or subjects like this. So, like I said, I'm going to go off on a tangent, and that is one of the tangents that I think that I am going on. And so, in wrapping that, I just want you to know this, that I am back and I will continue to do this. And daughter, I love you, and I am happy that you're about to join us. And I am, to everybody else out there, when you see me, ask how I'm doing. Ask how I am doing. And try to find out, because my state of well-being is what would affect the state of everything else that I'm involved in, including my child's upbringing and my relationship with you. So Vim, Charlie, got to stand on the podcast, another edition, and Charlie, you're quite any more growth and consistency and trying, Charlie.